Hello, Violet. This is Denise from Willow Academy. I'm Tyler's mom.
Oh, yes. Hello. How did you get my number? I don't think our children are close friends, so I've never given you my phone number, I don't think.
Oh, no, you didn't give me your number. I got it from the school office.
Why? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to go snooping through confidential things like that.
No, it's okay. I'm on the school board. I'm one of the parents who makes sure that everything runs smoothly, and I help out with school fundraisers and charity events and the like. I also make sure that our children are being taught the proper things in school.
Hang on. Are you the mom who got that book our children were reading banned? The one about World War II and the gray areas and decisions that the US was involved in?
Yes, that's me. Our children shouldn't be taught that the US is flawed. America is the greatest country in the world, and we never do anything wrong.
Yes. I think I know you. Is there something I can help you with?
Yes, actually, there is. I noticed this morning that your daughter, Megan, was it?
Yes.
Well, I noticed that she wasn't wearing the official Willow Academy jumper. Instead, she was wearing just a plain blue jumper. And, to be quite honest, it looked quite tatty. There was a hole in it and everything.
Yes, that's her comfy jumper. Is there something wrong with that?
Well, it's just not in keeping with the school's look, is it? We're trying to set an example to other schools in the area, and we want to make sure that we look the best. That's why the jumpers were introduced, so that all the children could look smart and uniform.
Yes, I understand that, but it's not compulsory to wear them if the students don't want to. Not to mention they cost a lot of money. I had to look online to see how much they were, and they cost $70 per jumper. That's just a crazy amount for one article of clothing, especially one that she's going to grow out of soon.
Well, that doesn't matter. As a parent on the school board, I am saying that she needs to wear the jumper. I'm not going to allow one of the children to wear a ratty, horrible jumper that makes them look like a hobo. We have standards in this school. Unless, of course, you can't afford the jumper? Are you really that poor that a simple $70 is too much for you to pay for a decent jumper for your kid? Or are you just cheap?
Excuse you?
You heard me. Look, I don't know how you got into Willow Academy, being so poor and everything, but I am not going to stand for someone of your financial status to be allowed into such a prestigious school. It's just not acceptable. I don't want my child being corrupted by your daughter, making him think that it's okay to be poor. Because it's not okay. My son is going to grow up to be a very successful businessman, and he doesn't need some poor person putting ideas into his head about stupid things like becoming an actor or doing something in the arts. Only idiots do that. My son is going to take over his father's business and needs to be completely focused on that and making connections with the other rich kids in school.
Okay, you need to calm down and step back. First of all, Willow Academy isn't a private school anymore. It was opened up to the public last year, which is why I enrolled my daughter into it, because, admittedly, it is a good school with better grades than others in the area. But that doesn't mean that the children who don't come from rich backgrounds should get looked down upon or stopped from going to the school. And, to be quite honest, it doesn't matter what they wear. There isn't a dress code. They can literally wear whatever they want within reason. So, if my daughter wants to wear an old, comfortable jumper that helps her feel more confident and calmer, then I am not going to stop her. She isn't hurting anyone, so I really don't see how it's any of your business what she wears.
It's my business because I'm on the school board, the thing that was created to keep the school proper. I will not have some poor child ruining it. If I let this slide, the next thing you know, people will think they can do anything they want. The school will descend into chaos, and it will become one of the worst places for our children to learn. I am not going to let that happen.
You are being really overly dramatic. Nothing like that is going to happen. Now, if you don't mind, I have work that I need to get on with, and you're distracting me from it.
It doesn't matter what you have going on. My issue is much more important than whatever pathetic work you've got to do in order to earn your few pennies. If you don't get your daughter an official school jumper and make her wear it, then I will do everything I can to get her chucked out of the school. Do you understand? I won't stop until your daughter's gone. That is what I will do for my son, to make sure that he gets the best education possible.
Well then, you sound like an incredibly horrible woman and overbearing mother. In fact, I feel sorry for your son if this is how you treat him whenever he does something that you don't like. I feel like he doesn't have the chance to actually express himself properly and figure out what he wants to do in life. I mean, you've already got him sent off to business school. Does he even want to do that in life? Have you actually asked him what he wants to be when he's older? And the funny thing is, I feel like this, and I've only had this one conversation with you. I have no idea how your son has put up with you his entire life.
Why, how dare you? You have no idea how I treat my son, and it's none of your business anyway. I'm creating the best life for him, instead of letting him waste his time doing something stupid. No doubt you're going to let your daughter go and waste her life doing something stupid like becoming an artist or something like that. At least I know my son has a future, and I'm not going to let your commoner ways ruin that.
I'm going to let my daughter decide what she wants to do with her life, and I'll support her no matter what, and give her advice when she needs it or when I think she might be a little lost. But I'm not going to plan her life out for her. She's her own person, not my little puppet or doll or something.
Whatever. I mean, either way, it's not like she's going to be able to do anything interesting or financially lucrative considering her background.
Her background?
Yeah. People who come from a poor family more often than not end up being poor themselves and just getting service jobs. I mean, that works for me, as I need people to serve me. That's likely what your daughter will be doing, probably in a coffee shop. That's probably all she'll amount to, what with your parenting. And I mean, is your husband okay with this? Or is he just as pathetic and uncaring as you? I'm betting he's not much of a man, is he? He probably just does whatever you tell him to, like a downtrodden dog. I also bet that he's just as pathetic as you with his job, isn't he? He's probably a checkout boy in a local grocery store, or a delivery man, or, even worse, a garbage man. LOL. Your child literally has no chance with such pathetic parents. You might as well put her out of it now and get her working in a fast food place. It's all she'll be good for, and you could probably do with the extra money.
Are you quite done being a horrible woman and trying to humiliate me and my family?
Why? Is it upsetting you? Jeez, grow a spine. Otherwise, how else are you going to teach your daughter how to deal with angry customers in her job? I hear fast food restaurants can see quite picky people. LOL.
Yeah, I must admit, dealing with people like you requires a special skill.
What? What do you mean, people like me?
Horrible, vile, petty people who have nothing better to do with their lives other than try and stick their noses into everyone else's business because they're bored and dissatisfied with their own lives. It's kind of sad, really, that you feel so bored in your own life that you have to try and harass me in mine. Although, do you want to know how I deal with people like you?
How?
Like this.
Did you just block me? How rude! This won't be the last you hear from me. I mean it.
Hey, sweetie, how's your day been?
Hey, honey, it's not been too bad. Busy as usual, but that's a good thing. How's your day been?
Well, for the most part, it's been okay, but this morning was a total disaster.
Oh no, how come?
Well, you won't believe this, but do you remember this morning Megan asked if she could go to school in her comfy jumper, as it made her feel more comfortable and confident?
Yes, of course.
Well, I told her that she could. It wasn't a problem to me. But after she got to school, I was then contacted by another mom from the school, a woman called Denise.
Have you ever spoken to her before?
Nope, not once.
How did she get your number then?
She stole it from the school office.
But isn't that illegal?
Definitely. But I decided to ask what she wanted as I was curious, and she went into a complete tirade about how Megan shouldn't be wearing her comfy jumper and that she should be wearing the official school jumper, the one that costs $70, even though it's not mandatory for them to wear it. Then, when I told her off, she began insulting me and our family and basically calling us poor. I don't care what people think of me, but when they go after my family for no reason, it really makes me angry. After that, I just blocked her number. I couldn't deal with her anymore.
Jeez, she sounds like a right witch.
Tell me about it.
What do you want to do about her?
Well, I don't want to jump the gun and make things difficult for Megan. After all, she's the one who has to go to school with that woman's son. But I'm going to keep a close eye on that Denise. And if she even thinks of messing with our daughter, I'll put her in her place.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Keep me updated on things. I don't want this woman making our daughter feel less than or something like that.
Yeah, I'll let you know if anything happens.
Okay then, I'll be home soon. Do you want anything from the shop?
Maybe some ice cream?
1 sub of strawberry cheesecake ice cream coming up.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you too.
Is this Violet?
It is. Whose number is this?
It's Denise.
Oh, geez. You actually changed your number just so you could annoy me?
Well, it's not like I want to talk to you either. Not after you got me kicked off of the school board.
You shouldn't have yelled at my child then, should you?
Whatever. I'm only messaging you to tell you that I'm going to be buying a massive mansion soon, and then, when I invite the school board over to it, I'll be back on the committee in no time. Then, when that happens, I'll get your daughter kicked out for sure.
Is that so?
Yep. And you won't believe the place I'm looking at buying. It's the huge mansion on 12th Street. The one with the huge gates to keep out people like you. You know, poor people. LOL.
Oh, the Dreamweaver house?
That's the one. Are you jealous? I bet you are. You've got to live in a rubbish little hovel. LOL.
I hadn't realized that had come onto the market. I love that house.
Well, duh. And it's going to be all mine.
I see. Well then, good luck with that.
I don't need luck when I've got money. Although, that's not something that you'd know much about, is it? LOL. Anyway, I've got things to do. Just thought I should give you the heads up for when you're going to have to find your daughter a new school. Ciao.
Hey, sweetie, you'll never guess what I just heard.
What's that?
The Dreamweaver house has just come on sale.
No way. Well, we'll have to put an offer in.
Definitely.
I'll have to go now, but we can talk more about it later, okay?
Okay, I'll see you later. Love you.
Love you too.
Violet, I need to talk to you right now.
Oh, Denise, to what do I owe the pleasure?
You know what? I was just told that my offer for the Dreamweaver house has been denied because someone had a bigger offer. Then, when I asked who, they said it was you and your husband. This isn't funny. I mean, what are you doing? Leave, immediately.
Why do I have to go from my own place?
Huh?
I live at the Dreamweaver house now.
How is that even possible? That house is well over $800,000. There's no way you can afford it.
I guess that's where you're wrong, isn't it? LOL.
But how?
Well, it's funny, really. When I told you that I wasn't going to buy a $70 jumper that first time you messaged me, you immediately thought it was because I was poor and couldn't afford it. But the truth of the matter is, I simply thought it was an ugly sweater, and I wasn't going to force my daughter to wear it if she didn't want to.
Huh? So, you're not poor?
Nope, not at all. Not that I'd care if I were or not. I'm not that shallow.
But I don't understand. If your husband was a businessman, my husband surely must know him. What's his name?
Not that it's any of your business. My husband is called Victor, and he's not a businessman. He's a musician, and quite a famous one at that.
Wait, Victor Halls? The famous guitarist and singer? I'm a huge fan of his.
Yes, well, you and many others are.
But that still doesn't make it okay that you bought my house from out under me. Us rich people need to stick together and look out for one another.
Oh, now you want to be my friend now that you think I'm worth something? No thanks. I know the kind of woman you are. A shallow, money-grabbing witch who only hangs around people she thinks can be useful to her. I have much nicer and truer friends, and I don't need someone like you in my life.
But hang on, that's not fair.
Oh well, life isn't fair.
Fine. If you're going to be like that, then give me the house.
No way. This is my house now. I bought it fair and square. Besides, I think you might benefit from learning how to share and not get what you want in life all the time. I mean, nobody likes a spoiled brat, do they?
I'm not a spoiled brat. I just know that I deserve the nicer things in life. So I demand you give me that house. I wanted it, so give it to me.
Oh, wow. And you asked so nicely, too.
I don't have to be polite to you. Regardless of if you married a rich musician, you are still a nobody. Your husband is the one with all the money and fame. You're just some stuck-up witch who thinks she's better than everyone.
I really don't. I just don't think I should have to be polite to someone who clearly has no respect for anybody but herself. If you are going to treat me horribly, then I'm going to treat you with just as little respect.
But you can't do that. I'm the rich one here, not you.
No, you're not. But you are the one acting like a toddler throwing a tantrum. It's not very becoming of you. Anyway, I've got a house to move into, and the school board has asked me to fill their vacant gap, which I will happily do as I think the children need a sane person to make sure they learn what they need to learn.
No, that's not fair. That's my job.
Not anymore. Anyway, goodbye, Denise. I've got a very busy day ahead of me. Me and my family moved into the house of our dreams, and we couldn't have been happier. It was everything we had ever hoped for. As well as that, by being on the school board, I was able to keep a close eye on my daughter and an even closer eye on Denise to make sure that she wasn't harassing anyone. A lot of the other parents were thankful for me, as they had to put up with her horrible behavior for years. Denise was officially kicked off of the school board and was put on behavioral watch. If she made even one more slight slip-up, she would be banned from attending any school activities. Sometimes, people will only learn to behave properly through the consequences of their actions. Hopefully, it's enough to make her change her attitude towards others.